Click, click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? The Nothing But Niners crew is back, and we're here to bring you guys more Midnight Madness. This is episode 24. We are here, guys, and I can't wait to break this all down with you. I'm your guy, 49ers Mike _NFL, and I believe I am flying solo tonight. So that means is I should probably hook up my charger to make sure the laptop doesn't die while I'm in the middle of the show. I'm also going to give you guys some deeper thoughts into some of these answers that you guys ask, since I don't have to split the time, okay? You guys see the formalities up here on the screen. Give us likes, follows, subscribes, all those good things all over the place, wherever it is that you listen, podcasts, videos, whatever. We are there, okay? Again, I'm 49ers Mike _NFL, and we are going to get right into it because I have some thoughts to share, all right? So, did you just move me? There's a little bit of a peanut gallery here, so I apologize about that. But we're going to start with on Twitter today, and I think I want to start with which one do we want to start with first? Let's see. Let's start with this one. Let's start with this. Boom. All right. Tracy Sandler tweets out, 49ers. Tracy Sandler tweets out, 49ers announce that Corey Rush has been named Vice President of Football Communications. Now, Corey Rush was someone who was brought in a couple of weeks ago. We heard about it, and we didn't quite know what the position was. The announcement actually was that he signed with the team. He left the Eagles for a position higher than what it was that he was originally doing over there, and we were a little unsure of what he was doing, and now it's clear. All right, now it's clear. We have our answer, and it looks like he is going to be the new VP of football communications. He is basically taking the job of Bob Lang. And this is weird because, if I'm not mistaken, Bob Lang went to the Eagles. So it looks like they just kind of switched guys. All right, so congratulations to Corey Rush. Round of applause, as it says there in Tracy's handle. And, yeah, that's good for him. That's good for him. All right. Well, what else do we have here from Twitter today? Oh, this was a big one. This is going to be a fun topic to discuss. You guys can't see me, but I am right here behind Kyle. Hey, my name is Kyle Shanahan. All right. So Kyle Shanahan ruined his vacation to Cabo by obsessing over Matt Stafford while Stafford was at another hotel with Sean McVay. Kyle Shanahan, and underneath it says, Kyle Shanahan basically ruined their vacation obsessing over Matthew Stafford. All right. So, guys, this thing has popped his head back up again. All right. Couple of things from this offseason. The Niners were interested and involved in every quarterback out there. It's just the truth. They were interested in anybody. If they heard or thought somebody was available, they placed phone calls to get more details about it. That happened. One of the biggest names of the offseason was Matthew Stafford, okay? Everybody thought that Matthew Stafford was coming to the 49ers, and they were convinced of it. We had stories coming out where it's going down, details are being ironed out or smashed out or hammered out or something along those lines. It was one of those phrases in there where that was the phrase, okay? But it never came to fruition, okay? Now, the issue that we have is it's popping his head back up, and the I told you soers are out there. And I want you guys to hear the portion of – so Kyle Shanahan was on with Peter Schrager and Sean McVay on their podcast. And Sean McVay asked him, hey, what'd you think of when we traded for Stafford? And that's where this is all coming from. Now, there were other interesting tidbits that were in there. It's a really good interview. I encourage you all to go and listen to it. It was a lot of fun. But we should really listen to see what we think truly happened here, okay? So I'm going to try to play some of it for you guys. Let me get it queued up to the right spot, and then let's dissect it a little bit more, okay?
To say that just the quarterback position in Disco for those years. I remember looking through the combo. I was watching it all. What did you think when you saw that we traded for Stafford?
You don't want to get me started, dude. That was frustrating. I was in Cabo. I was watching it all. I had never studied Stafford that
So wait,
hard.
you were actually in Cabo when we were down in Cabo?
Oh yeah.
So you
Yeah.
the wrong hotel, Cabo. So hey, I'm just glad he wasn't staying at El Dorado.
I remember looking through it because everyone was telling me it was a possibility, and Stafford's the man. I mean, I studied him hard coming out of college, and you always just play against him, so you know how good he is. But to know he might be available and to spend 2 weeks really watching him, Sean, yeah, he's better than I had realized. I mean, he was the man. He's actually underrated to me. So I know how good of a guy he got. I know how good he is at play action. I know how smart he is. Not only does he just have a big arm, but he's got touch and he knows where to go with the ball. So I was trying to get involved in it. Someone who had knowledge in this situation. I remember us talking to Condon, to everyone to find out when it was happening. And I remember Saturday I was so stressed out. And finally we talked to someone. It was like 7 at night. And they're like, no, nothing's happening at the earliest till tomorrow. So you can finish your night. So I'm like, all right, I'm done. Put my phone down. Talk to Mandy. I'm like, all right, let's go out to dinner. Let's have some drinks. A half an hour later, my buddy comes. He's like, I'm just telling you, if you want Stafford, you need to get a hold of him right now.
Yep.
I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, no, we just talked to people. Like, I can sleep on this. We'll talk to him tomorrow. I'm just telling you, you need to talk to him right now. And it totally, I knew it. And then, like, it was all over.
Hey, if it makes you feel any better, it can.
All right. So that's what came out. Kyle confirmed that he was interested in making a call to find out more information on Stafford. But here's where people get it a little mistaken. The very, very, very beginning of that, he says something that I just think a lot of people ignored. All right. So I'm going to run it back again. I'm going to try to get it back to the beginning of that question. And hopefully you guys hear what I heard. It's, sugar honey iced tea. Damn it, I just lost my spot. Hold on, guys. Bear with me for a second.
What's good, everybody? I'm John. You're getting a chance to get, hey, if it makes you feel any better.
To me. So I know how good of a guy you got.
So you're the wrong hotel, Kyle. Hey.
Just guaranteed. It's a team sport. There's 53 people on the team. There's 22 moving objects. And there's a lot of variables.
All right, here it is again, guys. Right in the beginning, he gets cut off as he's saying it.
What did you think when you saw that we traded for Stafford?
Don't get me started.
I was frustrated. I was in Cabo. I was watching it all. I had never studied Stafford that hard.
You were actually.
I had never studied Stafford that hard, is what he first says. And then he goes into, you were actually in Cabo and da-da-da. You're like, yeah, I was out there at the same time you guys were and da-da-da-da. Okay, that's cool. But I never studied Stafford that hard. And later on, he goes on in the interview in that little segment. And he also says, once I found out that he might be available, I did spend 2 weeks watching him because I hadn't watched him to that point up until college. So if he found out the night of that he needed to, step on the gas a little bit, the only idea that he had was that he might be available, and he looked at film for 2 weeks. That doesn't tell me that the Niners made an offer. That doesn't tell me that the Niners were ironing out details. That tells me that the Niners did their due diligence. That means that the Niners made phone calls, say, hey, is this a real thing? Yeah, but we don't think anything is happening right now. That means that they never made an offer. If he never got to that point of making an offer, he said that I was told that I could relax until the next day. Those were his words. So if that's the case, there was nothing else to discuss. The Niners never made an offer for Matt Stafford. They did call. He said he's confirmed that he spoke to Condon, which is Matt Stafford's agent, Tom Condon. And he just said that, he was told he didn't have to worry about anything that night. And that's where the story ends. So the Niners did their due diligence. People are going to say, well, I told you they were in on Stafford. That's fine. They were in on everybody. So that's cool. But the Niners never made an offer to get this quarterback. And listening to how Shanahan was talking, I'm not sure that he's really all that high on him. So, but that's a different story for a different time. Let's get to your guys' questions. Thank you all for being patient with me so far. I don't want to do too much of a deep dive because I will bore you guys to death. All right, so here we go. This first one is going to come from our guy, Nick Cork. He says, Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan, #Midnight Madness. Now, last time I did this, he gave me Jason Bourne versus who was it? He said Jason Bourne versus James Bond, and I thought he was talking about fighting. He said no, I meant movies. So now he's saying Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan. I didn't ask for clarification. I'm gonna go Bruce Lee in a fight, but Jackie Chan movies. All right, but Bruce Lee was great, so there's no wrong answer there. Okay, let's get to some of the live questions we have on here. Danny Albright, why the NFL hating on Brandon Ayuk on their Instagram page? They had best number 11, and Brandon wasn't even on it. They had Robbie Anderson, and Ruggs. The Niners kind of have to really be the man to get noticed league-wide. The NFL doesn't just give Niners accolades or based on potential. The Niners are one of those teams that have such a high standard, especially at the wide receiver and quarterback position, that you either are the man or you aren't. You're not often just going to get there because of the hype. So we got to go out there and earn it, man, and it's okay. Ruggs should feel slighted by that. I really, really hope he does, and the more slighted he feels, the better for the franchise. He's going to have to go out there and earn it. Brian's not here. He says, a few nights ago, you hinted about your thoughts on why Patrick Willis retired. Something about him not being happy with the direction of the team. I didn't catch that. I think we all know that Patrick Willis retired because of his feet. He had injuries to his feet, and he decided that it was just too much. He didn't want to do it anymore. See? And you say the same thing here. But we will get Brian's thought on that later on. What's a food combination you guys could recommend? Can't argue with chicken and waffles. I've never had that. So a food combination I would recommend to people. There's a lightning bug in here. A food combination I would recommend to people is going to be I got one. You guys should have any pretzels with orange soda. I don't like orange soda, and I don't really care for pretzel all the time, but put crunchy pretzels in your mouth, take a sip of orange soda, and chew it together. It's really good. I don't know why. It's just how it works out, okay? Trust me on that one. Should we try to get N'Keal Harry? I don't think Harry brings anything to this team that we don't already have. He's a guy who struggles to get separation. That was always a knock on him in college. He was a guy who could go up and attack the ball and high point it, and he could win the 50-50 balls, right? But, I mean, we don't really need that here. I don't think we're looking for that, especially with a rookie quarterback. You want to get a guy who can get separation. So I wouldn't mind it if the price is low enough, but I wouldn't go out of my way to go and do it. Should we have brought back T.O. in 2012 instead of signing Randy Moss? I don't think T.O. was even in the league in 2012, was he? I can't answer that. I'm just gonna say no. I mean, we made it to the Super Bowl, so I'm gonna say no. I think we made the right move. We didn't win, but we made it there. I believe you guys. This is DJ Malone again. I believe you guys mentioned a few days ago we could have won the Super Bowl in 2012 if Smith was a quarterback in that game. That was Mike. I did say that. Brian, are MREs as bad as people say they are? Mike, how do you like your barbecue sauce? I like it spicy. I am always looking for new ways to change up the barbecue sauce, adding hot sauce to it. I've been on this honey hot kick thing lately, so some honey barbecue sauce with some extra spice to it. It's always good for me. All right. He says, damn, DJ is on a roll. Man, you might be our MVP, man. Look at you. Look at you. He says, which of our division rivals do you guys think will go off a cliff, turn to literal shit next season? Onion rings or french fries. I don't think anyone is literally going to turn to shit. But you always hope it's Seattle. You can always kind of see how and why it would be Seattle. You know, they had the internal rift this past offseason, and Russell Wilson explaining how unhappy he was with the team and all that, right? Like, it was all there. But they always manage to just defy the odds. But I'm going to say I'm going to go with the Cardinals. because if there's a team that's going to fall apart and not be competitive, I think it's going to be Cliff. I think people figuring out their quarterback in his third year. They got older this offseason, not younger. I'm going to go with the Cardinals. All right. Oh, and French fries or onion rings, both are really good, but I'm a it depends. If you get real onion rings, that's different than like there's these places that do like this mashed thing. I don't quite know what it is, but if you give me real onion rings, it's better. So I will take French fries though, just in general. All right. Let's see here. I'm 48 years old, and Roger Craig is my favorite 49er ever. That's a good one. My memory, though, is a little hazy. So, which 49ers running back of the Shanahan era would you say he is most similar to? Roger Craig, physical guy, good blocker, fullback, decent pass catcher as well. I don't know if Shanahan has had one of those type of guys here, if I'm being completely honest. Maybe good pass catcher and runner. I can't think of anybody, man. Not to Roger Craig's abilities. I think if we got him all year long healthy, maybe Jeff Wilson Jr. could do it. Maybe Jeff Wilson Jr. All right. Here we go. What wide receivers on this team is N'Keal Harry better than, in your opinion? Yeah, I was kind of getting to that earlier. I'm not sure he's an upgrade over anybody on this team. I mean, I'm sure there's some guys at the bottom of the roster that he could maybe give a run for their money. But as of right now, I mean, I would be stuck with having to name guys like Mohamed Sanu, like the older veterans. Not even I can't even say confidently that he would beat out Mohamed Sanu. Like I said, he's just not getting any separation at this level, and it was a problem that people ignored in college because of how good he was at contested catches. So I just don't think that's going to be the case. I'm not sure it's going to work out in the NFL. So we'll see what happens. All right. So that's my N'Keal Harry take there. Let me get back to one of my questions from our buddy. Now this is an easy one for me. Brian Young or Nick Bosa? I'm going with Brian Young. Brian Young is my favorite 49er of all time. And so how could I not, right? I mean, it's got to be Brian Young. Nick Bosa's cool and all, but he hasn't done anything for the Niners yet. And he's very, very good. Don't get me wrong, but he hasn't done anything yet that I think is worth putting him over Brian Young. All right. Raul comes in and asks a really good question. Who do you see the Niners losing next season if in free agency from offense and the defensive side of the ball? That's a good question. Let me pull up 49ers 2022 free agents. Boom. I'm going to say Raheem Mostert on offense, and on defense, I am going to say K'Wan Williams, the Shark. Another guy who signed a one-year deal. You're hoping that the Niners drafted somebody who can come in here and replace him. Yep, give me Raheem Mostert and the Shark. Hopefully Mostert comes in and really shows like, hey, don't get rid of me. I'm nice. That's what you want to see. So that's what I want to see. Let me speak for myself. All right. Jamie Lee says, so John was lying about Stafford talks. I don't think so. I don't think John said they weren't interested in Matt Stafford. I think he said, like, we just called to see what was going on. We didn't get too into it or anything like that. And if you listen to what Kyle was saying, it sounds the same to me. I don't think it was anything anything really, I don't think any offers were made or anything like that. They just called, hey, is this real? You guys really moving on from him? Yeah. And you guys got to remember that the guy who coordinated this trade worked for both the Rams and the Lions, like in that same offseason. He went from the Rams front office to the Lions GM spot. So it's it was to me, it was a backdoor deal. It was already a deal that was going to get done. And if you listen to the interview, Kyle said, "You guys are lucky I didn't have an idea. I would have made it a lot harder on you guys," or something along those lines. So I think that Kyle was just going to drive the price up if he had a no. So I don't think that John necessarily lied. All right. Who's one 49er who wasn't in the Hall of Fame that should be? And this is easy for me. This is going to be Roger Craig. Roger Craig absolutely belongs in the Hall of Fame. People were talking about putting Christian McCaffrey in there, and all he did was have a 2,000-yard season. I think it was 1,000 receiving and 1,000 rushing. Roger Craig did it twice. No, Roger Craig had two 2,000-yard years, like back-to-back. First person to ever do that, and they don't mention him in those conversations as criminal. So I definitely think Roger Craig should be it. All right. Let's see here. If Sermon takes over as running back 1 in the offense, do you re-sign Mostert after the season, Mark? I kind of got to that already. Figure a 2-year deal could work, and it will be hard to replace his speed. I want him to work out. Let me tell you, I do want him to work out. But I could see a scenario where he does not come back next year. It's not that I don't want him to, but I could see him. He's making a good name for himself. He comes in here and stays healthy as part of the rotation. Another team might say, hey, we want to put him in a much bigger role and see what he can do in the long run. And you would be crazy to fault a team or him for signing a deal, especially with the age that he's at. He's got to go ahead and get his money now. So I wouldn't be mad at that. All right. Mike, if Rosen shines in camp and preseason, would it be bad if Jimmy 1, Rosen 2, and Lance 3? No, it wouldn't be bad. And I think that Trey Lance is quarterback 2, unless he's the starter. I don't like. So let's say Jimmy gets to start, and then Jimmy gets injured. If that happens, I still think that if Lance is not ready, Jimmy gets if Lance is not ready, Rosen will come in and Lance will stay quarterback 2. I don't think that's going to change. I think that if the team will look at it as a chance to get him in there and get him a couple of reps, and if he's not ready, next game it'll be Rosen coming in to start, let Lance finish the game. He got a couple of game reps, and he's always going to be quarterback 2 on the depth chart, in my opinion. All right, so you guys don't like hold me to that or anything. That's just how I feel. He's always going to be quarterback 2. All right. Some love from Rams fans here. What's good, my Niners peeps? Just 10 more Sundays until the season. You're absolutely right. Let me see here. Any more questions? Were you a fan of Takeo Spikes? I was, actually. I really like Takeo Spikes. He used to do like this kung fu thing after he made a big play, and then he didn't have a neck. Like Spikes is had this he had a muscle neck, but it wasn't a neck because it was so big. Or like his face kind of just flowed into his neck. It just took up everything. I don't know how to explain it. It was weird. You got to see it, but I did like Takeo. Interesting fact about him. Takeo played in the league, if I'm not mistaken, 17 seasons and never once made it to the postseason. Let me see how long he was in the NFL. Give me 1 second here. He was drafted in 98, so he played to 2012. 14 years. 14 years in the NFL and never once made it to the postseason. Not one time. That's crazy. That is crazy. All right. Where are we at on time here? Can we keep going? All right. We're at 25 minutes. All right. Let's keep it moving here, guys. Brandon Trejo says, how you want your steak? Ooh, baby, I like it raw. I'm kidding. Don't give me raw. Give me medium rare. I like that. That's how I like it. Who are worse opposing fans? Sea Chickens or Lambs? I think Seahawk fans are worse because I feel like they came out of nowhere. Like I didn't know many Seahawk fans in the first place, and they just came out. I mean, they not only did they come out of nowhere, like they branded themselves the 12s, which is already belonged to another team, and then it's like, hey, look at us, like we're loud, we make noise at our games, and like that was like really their thing, like that was like their pride and joy. Like, hey, we're loud. Did you hear us? We set off the Richter scale. It's cool and all, but all right, like they're just annoying. They're just really annoying to me. Mike, should we hit the like and subscribe buttons? You damn right you should. And by the way, thank you all for watching and rocking out, man. I really appreciate you guys, man. So keep going. Keep on keep sticking with us. We really appreciate you guys. Might have to do a giveaway for you guys pretty soon, all right? Maybe something else here. Let me see. Where are we at? All right, here we go. As far as fullback, running back duo tandems go, which running back pairs with Juice the best? Like Tom Rathman, Roger Craig. With Juice the best, I think Raheem Mostert paired the best with Juice. Mostert would get outside and just clear the lane and leave it so that Juice Juice would get outside, clear the lane so that Mostert only had one person to beat, and he was gone, man. And that was incredible. I really like watching him in those sets, you know. But I'm not sure how often that happened. I'm not sure that happened a whole lot. So it's weird because I think the fullback position is going to be phased out, even here in San Francisco soon. I think it's going to be phased out. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. All right. What do we have to do to get fans to agree that Tim Rattay is a Hall of Famer? What you should do is just start a petition. You know, you go out there and you start up a little petition, have people sign it and submit it. I don't know where you're going with it, but you know, sure. Tim Rattay. Hall of Famer. Let's see who signs it. Oh, these were questions. I saw a whole bunch of these up there. My bad. Okay. Remember the brand Nietzsche? Somebody told me that it's really supposed to be pronounced NYC because it's from New York. Because it's EN, that's your N, and then Y, and then CE. And I can't stop thinking. So the person typed E Nietzsche 023 on here. And so that's what reminded me of it. So now I don't remember. I don't know if it's real or not. So anyway, I'm sorry. E Nice 23 says no. No what? Type it phonetically for me. John Taylor versus Terrell Owens. He says, I got Taylor. Brent Jones versus Vernon Davis. I got Jones. Give me Terrell Owens and give me Vernon Davis. Yeah, I said it. I don't care what y'all think. That's my take on it. What? All right. Hey, Big Mike, I don't know if you heard, but Kyle is admitting to trying to trade for Stafford. Can't wait to see you do those push-ups, Brody. You missed it. I broke it down. Listen, go back and watch the beginning of it. I played the audio on here. He never tried to trade for him. He just said he looked at him a little bit. He never tried to trade for him. It's all there. You can hear it. Go back to the beginning. What do I owe push-ups for? Is it for that? If that's what it's for, then I guess you owe some push-ups, man, because that didn't happen. But guys, listen, that's gonna do it. We are here at the 30-minute mark. I want to thank you all again for checking us out and rocking with us, man. You guys have been great people. You make us doing these shows very easy. And like I said, I can't wait to give back to you guys. We're going to have to do a giveaway soon. The season is coming. Maybe we can give away some tickets to games. If you guys are interested in preseason games, regular season games, let us know. We'll do something for you guys, all right? Hit us up. Shoot us an email, nb9ers@nothingbutniners.com. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.